Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of What the Haul. It's a new month, so we need to do what? The new ins. Let's start the intro. I don't know how many of you have noticed, but I have been absent for quite some time. On the one hand, I believe in me. I believe in me. I believe in this project. I love making the videos. I love seeing the finished product. I feel like I belong in the space. If there isn't this uptick in the numbers, it's deflating. I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Aside from this one thorn in my side, that is YouTube, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing great. So funny thing, it's the anniversary of the August episode, so let's wear the same shirt. The first thing to call out, September of last year, Embryolisse came out with a Rose Glow moisturizer. They finally brought to Canada the Apricot Glow. So this is the orange moisturizer. I constantly go on and on and on about how much I love Embryolisse. That red cream looked amazing on my complexion. Depending on your skin tone, there's some color wheel theory here happening. In the jar, it looked quite overwhelming, like it was going to deposit red pigment to your skin, but it was so subtle and it really kind of lifted your complexion. You can get either the rose or the apricot in 30 ml tubes. If it had a SPF, it would be an absolute 10 out of 10. Next thing I want to bring up is Diptyque. So at Diptyque, they have the L'Eau de Papier fragrance, which they've really been pushing recently. This month, they came out with 2 new candles. So there's a papier candle and there's a encre candle, which is ink. I haven't had a chance to smell either one of these. I know L'Eau de Papier, and it's very much Jo Malone, wood sage, and sea salt vibes. And also to note, it could just be me, but I have a feeling that the Essence sale is no longer a seasonal thing. Every time I open the app, there's always a sale section. It doesn't feel like it ever ends. I think when they first started to send the emails out for the summer sale, one of the things that I caught was all the summertime limited editions from last year were discounted. Definitely keep it in your wish list. It will get discounted. If not now, you'll see it pop up next spring, next summer. So just something to note. Haute Renfrew is really upping their game. In the last month, they've introduced a number of really exciting brands. Continuing from Diptyque, Sur Trudon, I think now is just called Trudon. If you can't get to Simon's, you can get it at Haute Renfrew now. So that's great. The most recent launch that's available domestically, the Versailles collection. Is it Louis XIV, the Sun King? He imported neroli or orange blossom trees to Versailles. And so I think that's part of this, the myth or the story behind this collection of fragrances. Everything is presented in these beautiful sort of vibrant azure sort of glass containers and the like. They've also brought in Penhaligons, an exceptional collection of fragrances. My puzzle bag still smells of Halfeti. I need a bottle of it ASAP. This one is really interesting, is Initio. This brand seems to have come out of nowhere. In fact, one of my friends posted on TikTok, Oud for greatness. My friend says it's a 10 out of 10. If you live in a city with a Haute Renfrew, hopefully you can engage with these fragrances. And if not, on the Initio website, Initio, I think that's what I'm calling it, Initio. They followed the Byredo formula of having samplers. Theirs sells for $46 USD, about $60 Canadian. The spend on the sampler you redeem for a full-size fragrance. If you don't want to go to Haute Renfrew for some reason, now in Toronto we have an Etiquette store. Their original store is in Montreal. You can order some of these things from that website as well. So now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. These are the things that I have actually gone out of my way to seek out and I wanted to bring to your attention. And so first, we have the Drunk Elephant C-Luma Hydrabright Gentle Hydrating Vitamin C Serum. I think it probably launched in July. Immediately when I saw it, my ears pricked up and I needed to know more about it. So this one, it's 2 types of vitamin C plus antioxidants, and it works up to about a 10% vitamin C is what they say, where the original C-Firma is 15% vitamin C, plus you have pumpkin ferment and you have the ferulic acid. And also C-Firma, it comes in that fresh packaging, so you have the powder and the liquid solution separate now and you have to mix it together, whereas this product, it's all in one chamber. The new C-Luma is your beginner's vitamin C. This is a completely different experience, you know, where the C-Firma, it's that oily texture. It really wasn't speaking to me, but if you are looking for a gentle vitamin C that's still active, this is something to seek out. Next, continuing with the theme of vitamin C, Dermalogica, another favorite brand of mine, has launched the BioLumin-C Night Restore Serum with Pro Vitamin D Complex. Always with the mouthfuls. I've gone through multiple bottles of the original BioLumin-C. I bought it when it first was part of Age Smart. It's a terrific product. Traditional sort of serum texture, similar to the new Drunk Elephant C-Luma. That one has the C and lactic. Whereas this new one, in the copy, it talks more so about it being hydrating, soothing, and barrier. Whereas the copy on the original BioLumin-C serum was all about texture, anti-age brightness, pigmentation, that sort of language. So it's two different approaches. You have your daytime serum, which is the corrective, and then you have the nighttime serum, which is your soothing, repairing. They felt very different. The daytime one was way more fresh, and the nighttime one, it's a little bit richer. The bottle on the nighttime one is actually a smaller volume. Continuing with the vitamin C theme, next up we have Necessaire. They've come out with the body vitamin C. The vitamin C that's in this one, it's a THD, which is the same type of vitamin C you find in the Sunday Riley CEO product. And also has tranexamic acid, which is another ingredient that I love and I respond really well to, because maybe you've neglected your body. Maybe you've had lots of sun in your life. This is the product that's really going to help to even out skin tone from the neck down. Where their body retinol, which I tried last year. Mind you, when I bought it, it was in the old packaging. It used to be in the white bottle. It's now in the black. It was moisturizing. It had lots of slip. You could really massage it. It really hydrated the skin, but it was really active. When your skin was bone dry and you massaged it on, it really tingled. It had that prickling sensation to it. This, on the other hand, it's a light, gel, aqueous, fresh texture. Seasonally, it feels really appropriate for this time of the year, and it doesn't have any AHA. It's just that vitamin C and then tranexamic to help get rid of any sort of discoloration and even out your skin tone. If you want to use this in the winter time, you could definitely layer a moisturizer on top of it and treat it just like a serum because it is so fast absorbing. I would still argue that the topicals body mist is probably more active and probably has more beneficial ingredients. But if you want something that's a little bit more cosmetically elegant, this is really saying a lot. I wanted to discuss this, but we're going to dedicate an entire video to this. So this is the new double serum. It deserves lots of attention. So we're going to talk about that later on. Similar to Clarins, another one of these classic anchor brands in all the department stores, Lauder and several of its companies have come out with a lot of newness. Now, I will not be buying any of this stuff, but I can appreciate that Lauder, Clinique, La Mer, they're massive brands that have huge followings, so it's important for me to just flag this up for the sake of the video. First, in the last week or so, it's come to light that La Mer is coming out with a night cream as part of the classic moisturizing collection. So they did have a night cream that's part of Renaissance. So Renaissance is like their top of the top range. I think the moisturizer is probably like $800, $900, something outrageous like that. As far as I'm concerned, if you're gonna buy La Mer, you only buy the classic moisturizing cream. I could give a rat's ass about the rest of the formulations. If you like it, I love it. Clinique has some interesting stuff happening. So their Smart Clinical Repair seems to have had an entire facelift. There's a new day cream, there's a new neck cream, there's a new overnight mask. The thing what really caught my eye is they came out with a retinol stick. They have a retinol serum as a part of this collection, which I think might be on its way out, but they now have a stick. It's a waxy product that you can just target around your eyes and areas where you have deep lines. There is that brand, Peace Out. I haven't bought anything from them, but they have a retinol stick. And they have a retinol for the eyes, a vitamin C for the eyes, and a retinol for the face. So they have lots of options. Theirs is a bigger volume. I think it's probably more active than the Clinique as well, because you have to keep in mind Clinique is all about being hypoallergenic. So they will do the retinols, they will do the active ingredients, but they'll do it in such a way to appeal to the 100 million people who buy Clinique. They're very measured in terms of what they put out. So at Estée Lauder, they've come out with the new Advanced Night Repair Overnight Skin Treatment. So when I was looking at all the Estée Lauder new launches, they also have a new night cream, and it talks about being a bouncy moisturizer or something. So that's really interesting language, because having had Morpheus, I remember that bounce, that spring. That's really enticing. It's a really good bit of language to put on a night cream. I always felt like that the revitalizing that collection of moisturizers was in the 100 range, but some of these are like 150, 160. So I don't know what's going on here. As well, it looks like they're two anti-aging serums. They have their peptide or whatever serum, and they've also updated their vitamin C. And all the years that I've been following and keeping an eye out in what's happening in this landscape, this is the first time that they've come out with a moisturizer as part of night repair. So that's the novelty here. The bottle is massive. I think it's 60 mils, and the container it's glass, it's very heavy, it's very ornamental. The word that I would use to describe the texture is it's splendid. It's the stuff of dreams. It's slightly firm to the touch, but it does have this melting sort of thing. And when you sweep it on, it almost looks like a mask. You know, you go to bed with that wet look. It feels slightly retro, but in a good way. And I think there are people who maybe are kind of tired of serums and maybe just want to have really good moisturizers. That's the roundup for this month. Did you appreciate this edit of newness? I'd like to know. Please put that in the comments. Will you be buying any of these? Subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, however this moved you. Thank you for listening. Thank me for speaking, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.